Get down. Hello and welcome to another edition of Trewvizon Radio. I am your host, Awesome Al, along with my co-host and producer, Hooch.
Thank you very much. Damn, you did it to me again.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hooch. Hello, Montgomery, and around the world. Thank you for the applause. Thank you for the applause.
Are you famous, Hooch?
Yes, I am.
Only your mind. Only your mind. Anyway.
Oh, boy.
How are you today, Hooch?
Football season is here.
Better than football season.
What in the world is that?
Oh, boy. That was nice.
Man, you over there playing with your machines, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. But if you ask me how I'm doing,
Yeah, I asked you how are you doing?
better than Donald Trump.
Well, that's a mad mother. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, he's highly upset. Can you turn it up a little?
You highly upset. Highly? You
Yeah.
more than highly.
Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we like to say hello and how you doing, and there's nothing else to really talk about except for one thing. But
Yeah, but
we like to go ahead, do your thing.
well, I was gonna say before we get into that, of course, we got we could talk about the National Federation of the Blind. Of course, that's what we talk about every week here on Trewvizon Radio. Hello to Miss Parmy and the rest of the gang in the Montgomery chapter of the National Federation of the Blind. Brother Punch said that they were having something going on this afternoon at 4:30. It's going to be on Zoom. I never found out what he was talking about, but it's the National Federation of the Blind having something going on this afternoon with the members of the National Federation of the Blind. So I guess I have to check that out later on because I'm here for you now.
We're digging.
At 4:30. So yeah. So but anyway, the National Federation of the Blind here in Montgomery, Alabama. We have 6 chapters across the state: Montgomery, Huntsville, Mobile, Birmingham, Talladega, and Tuscaloosa. And Miss Parmy is the president here in the Montgomery area. You can also go to the website, which is nfb.org on the national level, and you can go to the Facebook page here in Montgomery, which is NFB Montgomery. That's the Facebook page. NFB, we're changing what it means to be blind. Now, what's on your mind, Hooch?
You forgot we lost a member of our chapter here in Montgomery.
Yes, sad to say that Miss Lolita Webster, who was a longtime member of the Montgomery chapter, and a friend of mine. I've been knowing Miss Webster for 38 years, since 1982. I met her up in Talladega in 1982, and we've been friends since that day. But I send out my condolences to the Webster family there in Tallahassee, Alabama. Hope that you are being blessed today, and you will understand, that everything has a plan in life, but we don't know what those plans are. Only the Creator does. So, Miss Webster, she's here when she's not suffering in pain, or whatever she's was happening to her when she was on this earth, it's not happening anymore to her. So,
dig it.
So
our condolences from Trewvizon Radio.
Yeah, rest in, as you say, Hooch, rest in paradise.
Rest in power, most definitely.
Power, paradise.
I like that too.
Yes. To Miss Lolita K. Webster.
Yeah, remember we went to homecoming last year and she kept everybody in stitches.
That was. I found out where the first Motel 6 was.
Yeah, thanks to Lolita, yeah.
Yeah, she said they left the light on for a lot of people.
She's a trip.
But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Rest in power and paradise and peace to Miss Lolita K. Webster of Tallahassee, Alabama, longtime faithful member of the National Federation of the Blind Montgomery chapter.
Dig it.
So, yeah.
Come on in and hit that thumbs up, and please, we want you to subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. We want you to help us grow, and by doing so, we want you to hit that notification bell after you subscribe. That way, you will know exactly when we are on the air. And don't forget to hit that cash out, $, TREWVIZON, and we're supposed to have another donation to the cash app, I believe.
Yeah, we're gonna have one coming up in a few probably days or weeks. But we appreciate the people who have donated to us already. Miss Keisha Mason there in Macon, Georgia, and Mr. Henry Campbell here in Montgomery, Alabama. Appreciate those. And Mr. Lush, Brother Lush.
Dig it, my brother, Theodore Lush.
Theodore Lush.
We had
Alabama.
We had a nice experience last week celebrating the new moon. Drum
New
circle.
Moon or blue moon?
The new moon. We call the full moon the new moon. It's a new moon.
Yeah, there was a new moon on Halloween.
And it was a nice drum circle, bonfire. We.
Where did y'all have this?
This was in Wall.
occasion?
It was Wall, Alabama.
Out there in Wall.
Yeah. So it's nice. You write what you want to manifest in your life on. I forgot what kind of paper that was. Real thin paper. Real thin paper. And we pour out libations as well. But you write what you want to manifest in your life, and everybody took their little dance or whatever to the fire and threw it in the fire, and watch things grow and happen. It's gonna happen in your life.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask, what is the significance of the fire?
Well, there you go. I just told you. Well, I didn't tell you about the fire.
No, you didn't tell me the significance about the fire. You just told me you had a fire.
Well, the significance of the fire to keep you warm because it's cold as hell. That's my answer.
In other words, he don't know.
Because we were outside, you know. But,
it was cold last week.
But if you study the African culture, our people have always set fires, and you know, it's no different than having a campfire, and you tell stories, and you know, we had a lot to say about what happened to Emmett Till back in the day, but I want to be before you long and get into all that kind of stuff. But that was a nice experience, and I think another one is coming up in February, and maybe this month, I think.
And where is it gonna be?
Same place.
Oh, it's gonna
We
be
need more
out in
drummers.
Wall as well?
Yeah, we need more drummers. Though. It was a lot of vegetational food that we ate. No meat, you know, this time, you know, so that was pretty cool. Did that with my brother Theodore Lush. We was there for like 8 hours, played a long time.
Yeah, vegetation is for cleansing though, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, so, you know,
Yep.
you can't have no meat clogging up your cleanse.
Yep, can't do it. But that was cool.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Don't forget to email us.
Email us, of course, at TrueVisionRadio@gmail.com. That's TREWVIV as in Victor, IZ as in Zoo, OEN.
Yeah, and our Twitter account. Twitter's been very busy.
Yes, our Twitter account at True Vision. That's the Twitter account. Yeah. So, have you been reading the tweets on the twit?
Have I ever? But we'll get into that later on in the show. Have I ever? Trewvizon Radio been really, really busy on Twitter. And don't forget we got our Instagram that's up and running now. But we're working on the Facebook. I know we said that last week and the week before.
Right. We're going to get it together. We're going to get it together. Hang on in there. Hang on just like we hanging on this election. Hang on.
You and you know who.
Hang on in there. Yes, sir. But that was nice of you to talk about your occasion last weekend. Which,
Yeah, I tried to get you to come out.
Did you ask me before you went?
Yes, I did.
I don't remember.
Well, maybe you can remember this.
Thank you, Hooch. And what's going on in the news today, of course, is all over the world. This election 2020. This has been the longest election I ever seen in my life.
Longer than a giraffe ass, sir. Hey.
Longer than what? Never mind, I'll repeat it. But yeah, this has been the longest election in modern times, or in any time for that matter. The election is still going on. Votes are still being counted in 4 states, I believe. There's a 4 or 5. I know Georgia, Pennsylvania, Arizona, and Nevada. There's one more I can't recall right now, but 5 states where the votes are being counted, still counted, and 45 is having a fit. 45 is having a fit. He's in the White House turning over chairs, kicking down walls, kicking the dogs, everything. He's having a fit. He throwing a temper tantrum like no other child has ever thrown in their life. Because really that's what he reminded me of. Throwing a temper tantrum like a child. I mean, look, the people have spoken. And he don't want to hear their voice. He think he can stay as long as he wants to. No, you can't. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Farquhar Leghorn said it best. When you gotta go, you gotta go. And it's time to go. People have a season in life for things. And Donald Trump, your season is over.
Thank God. Well, it's not really over, but...
Well, not as long as he can have it. Filing those frivolous lawsuits, of course. And he can file them because, as I was telling you, Luch, those lawsuits are paid for by the taxpayers. They're done through the Department of Justice, through the Attorney General and Rudy Giuliani, which is President Trump's personal lawyer, but they file them on behalf of the government. That's why those lawsuits are being paid for by taxpayers. So that's why he keep filing. If he was paying it out of his own pocket, I don't believe he would file.
Of course not, because my understanding he owes $4 million in taxes, right?
He owes $150 million in taxes.
Oh my God!
And he owes other people, like I guess contractors and whoever build his hotels and stuff like that. He owes them $400 million. So this man is in debt. That's why he wants to stay away, so nobody won't when he get out. That's why he wants to stay in the White House as long as he can, because presidents are immune to lawsuits and stuff like that. So As long as he's sitting in that office, can't nobody sue him. But when he gets out, he's fair game. He's fair game to Nancy and to Hillary.
Uh-oh.
So that's who's coming after him. But yeah, that's the biggest story going around. Do you have anything you know about here in the Montgomery area that's going on?
Only thing that came across my desk was a 16-year-old was missing.
Yeah, I read about that, about the 16-year-old. It's a girl, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
16-year-old girl is missing. She was last seen, I think, over there in South Montgomery, if I'm not mistaken. And it's been almost a week since she has been missing. And her family is desperately trying to find her. And wow, and that's, it's hard to imagine about your loved one is missing and you don't know where they are. Wow. So, to the family of that 16-year-old girl, prayers are with you, and I hope that she is found safe and sound. Because usually when people come up missing, they don't come back home alive. So, I'm just saying. Yeah.
And not to say we won't expound on the election. I know it's a hot topic. There's other things going on, but interested to get your opinion and what's factual. Since everybody is fact-checking Donald Trump on his antics. So, your thoughts, not your thoughts, but you got anything more that we haven't heard already? I know about the whole voting fraud and that kind of situation. So,
yeah, the voting fraud. He filing these lawsuits talking about the voting fraud there in Philadelphia. He wants to see people counting votes.
Well, before you get into that, the polls. What's the latest and greatest on
the polls as far as
who's leading? Who's the percentages?
And every state, almost every state that's left, Joe Biden is leading, but he's leading by such a small margin that Donald Trump still stay into play. He's still coming to play over in Georgia, as percentage-wise, they are neck and neck, 49%. 49.5%. So they neck and neck. Arizona is 49.5 for Biden, 49.4 for Trump. I'm not sure about the percentage-wise in Pennsylvania, but see, Trump is so close, and he know he's that close. That's why he keep on filing these suits. Now, if he was way behind, I don't think he would file suits. I think he'd just be mad as hell, but I don't believe he'll file suits like that. So he feel like that he has a valid reason for filing these suits, and every time he files suits about these votes are not legal, his voice go unheard. Judges throw him out. Now, will judges continue to throw out the suits? I don't know. And that's where I believe Trump is counting on, that one judge will hear him and, stop these votes from being counted. But if they stop, Joe Biden will be president because he has the majority of the electoral votes. And some polls or in some places he's 264 electoral votes, and others he's 253. Depends on who you are, looking at. So. But either way,
Well, it's a hot mess.
Yeah,
It's a hot mess.
Either way, and either way, if he could just get Pennsylvania or Georgia outright, if he could just be over 2% votes more than Donald Trump, he can declare that state his, and this thing will be over. Georgia has 29 electoral votes. Pennsylvania has 20. So either way, Trump is toast and he know it. That's why he keep on filing these suits, try to prolong everything. But anyway, that's enough about the election. I'm sure a lot of folks gonna heard enough.
Any police brutality? I'm pretty sure it is.
It's probably police brutality going on every day around this country.
The brother that got killed that was mental.
We
27
spoke
years
about
old.
him last week, I believe, but we'll speak about him again. He was he had bipolar problems.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. So anything else you got?
Well, we got sports, of course.
Sports
Sports going on.
in the White House. Kicking over there.
Yeah, I'm sure some tackling going on in the White House. But football is what we're talking about in sports. The SEC, of course, is the main conference that I always talk about. Florida, Alabama, Georgia, all of the teams. Auburn, all of the teams that's in the SEC.
War Eagle.
Auburn and Alabama are off this weekend. They are not playing this weekend. Next weekend, Alabama goes down to Baton Rouge to play the LSU Tigers, the defending national champion LSU Tigers, but they don't look like that this year. But anyway, they go down to Baton Rouge to play them, and Auburn plays Mississippi State. And I believe it's in Auburn at Jordan-Hare Stadium next weekend. My team, Troy, travels to Jonesboro, Georgia to take on Georgia Southern University. That's tomorrow afternoon at 12 noon. Troy will be taking on Georgia Southern. And the big game going on across America, there are two tomorrow. One coming up at 2:30. That's between Florida and Georgia. Number 4 Georgia takes on number 7 Florida. And the biggest cocktail party in the South down in Jacksonville, Florida at the Gator Bowl. They do it every year. And this year it's going to be an explosion, even though you cannot have but 20 or 25,000 fans in this stadium. It's still going to be an explosion because both teams only have one loss. So it's going to be a big game between Florida and Georgia tomorrow afternoon at 2:30. I believe that's going to be the CBS game of the week. So check that out. And then tomorrow night, a big game happening between number 1 Clemson and number 3 Notre Dame. That's going to be is it number 3? Let me check my list. Number 4 Notre Dame. I'm sorry, Georgia is number 5, but number 4 Notre Dame. That's going on tomorrow. They are both undefeated. Notre Dame is going to be without their starting quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, because he has the COVID. So he'll be out tomorrow. So it's going to be an interesting game tomorrow afternoon between number 1 Clemson and number 4 Notre Dame. That's going to be a big game going on. And also in the NFL, my team, which is not doing too well, they 2-6 right now. But the Atlanta Falcons play tomorrow. They're going to be playing Denver tomorrow. Sunday. Sunday. They're going to be playing Denver, and that's going to be, to me, that's going to be a pretty good game. But to others, it might not be so good. But anyway, that's going on Sunday with the Falcons and the Denver Broncos. Another good game is going to be the Saints and the Buccaneers. That's going to be pretty good against Tom Brady and Drew Brees. That's going to be a good game Sunday also between the Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So check that out.
Look if you buck.
Check that out.
Look if you buck.
But before
Look
I
if
leave,
you buck. Look if you buck.
But before I leave, let's talk about the weather. There's another hurricane going to be brewing in the Gulf next weekend. Next week, as a matter of fact, Hurricane Ada, as far as...
Anime?
No, Ada as far as the Greek alphabet, Ada.
Oh.
It will be a hurricane by the time it gets to South Florida, and it will be affecting the Florida Keys. So that's going to be going on. This is the 27th or the 28th storm, named storm of this year. And there's never have been that many named storms in history. 2020 has been a hell of a year across this world. So yeah, that's what's going on in the news.
Well, thank you there, Awesome Al. That was Awesome Al. Yeah. You know.
Where's my fanfare? I want to hear you. I want to hear the crowd.
Well, they left after I introduced myself.
Well, yeah, whatever. So that's what's going on there, Hooch. So
that was pretty interesting. What you said about Donald Trump and the temper tantrum most definitely real.
And he's still throwing one.
It's go ahead.
He said it best. He said in his own voice. He said. He said. Stop laughing, man. He said.
Here we go.
Winning is easy, but losing is very hard. It's very hard.
Oh boy.
I don't like to lose. But I know I might have lost this time.
Well, Donald, shouldn't you just bow out gracefully? Isn't that what?
I have never done that. Never bowed out. I never will. Sleepy Joe is still in votes.
Oh man.
Still in the election.
Only in America, they say.
He's still in the election.
And it's just now he's accusing the American people of being dishonest. So the democracy is being challenged.
He's accusing the voters, the vote counters.
This is a civic duty that people take pride in.
Yes.
So this is I think he really stepped on some toes with this.
He is accusing the people who counting these votes of being dishonest. That's who he accusing, and it has pissed them off. They are counting votes 24 hours a day, basically, trying to get this count correct.
Wow.
And he is accusing them of cheating. He has pissed these people off. Now, if he had a chance, hell, they're going to throw his damn vote out the window and say, forget you.
They could very well do that.
Yes, because he has pissed them off.
It's just like being at a gig. You know, I've been on many shows and performing, right? The one person you don't want to piss off is the sound guy.
Yeah.
So he have just pissed off.
Don't piss us off.
Right. You don't want to piss off the sound guy because they can make or break your ass.
Right, we can turn down your mic and you be out there lip syncing.
Worse than that, yeah, you can damage your voice like that too. And worse than that, they can have you sounding like whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That right, we can turn down the EQ make you sound like
Yeah, horrible. They can turn your voice down and you be
sound
screaming.
like you are jagging about.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And nothing you could do about it at that moment. You know? But it's awful. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah, this is very awful, man. I mean, Donald Trump just need to give up because it's over. It's really over. As soon as these votes in Georgia or either Pennsylvania are verified
Dig it.
and certified by the Secretary of State,
That's right.
it's over.
It's over. But what's not over, you hitting that thumbs up, because we need your support here at Trewvizon Radio. We got a hot show for you. Allegedly, and he have facts to back it up. Mr. Judge Joe Brown goes off and tells the story about Tina Turner. Like, yep, the movie, all the accusations.
Turner was
She's but but you know, hey, it is what it is. But we'll get into that later on the show.
Joe Brown sounds like you've been drinking, people, for real.
and also, we do have some of those clips too. When you go in, we're gonna talk about these different zodiac signs, and of course, I know people are probably tired of this, but you can't really get around it. So, I mean, I know there was like 25 views on the other show, and before that, it was like 72, and before that was 66, and before that, 72. So, we can tell that you're still out there, but we have to get
still
this
out there.
So we're gonna keep it entertained. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do what we have to do to keep you entertained.
We know that you're tired, people, of hearing about this election. I'm tired of hearing about this election.
But this is important because once
it's very important.
once they're in, and we get this checks, we get this money.
That's where Hooch is banking on, people.
Hey, Biden, I'm riding Biden.
Well, good. Ride Biden, riding. Yes, sir. In the music moment today, we're going to talk about one of my favorite all-time artists. And I do mean that because I love to hear some Wicked Wilson Pickett. That's what we're going to talk about today. The Wicked Wilson Pickett.
Hair so nappy Wilson couldn't pick it.
Thank you, Martin Lawrence. But anyway, we're going to talk about the Wicked Wilson Pickett, born in Prattville, Alabama, right up the road there, about 12 miles northwest of Montgomery. The Wicked Wilson Pickett was born there on March 18th, 1941. That's his birthday. He is the fourth of 11 children. His mama had 11 kids, and he was the fourth of 11 children. When he was small, growing up in Prattville, he said that his mama was mean. That his mama used to hit him with skillets, firewood, all kinds of stuff. And he said one time he got mad. He ran away from home, stayed in the woods for a week. It was just him and his dog in the woods.
Damn.
For a week because his mama was so mean. And when he got for 14 years old, he left Prattville to move with his father in Detroit. And that's where he started his music career, in Detroit, Michigan. He started out as being a member of the gospel group, the Violinaires. And everybody know about the Violinaires and Robert Blair. If you are into the gospel music scene, the traditional gospel music scene, that Robert Blair and the sensational Violinaires. Wilson Pickett started out singing with them in 1955. And then also in 1955, he left the Violinaires and he went over to join a group called the Falcons, which was an R&B group, because Wilson Pickett had always R&B music in his blood, rhythm and blues. His idol, believe it or not, was Little Richard. That was his idol.
Shut up.
Hush your mouth. Yes, sir. Little Richard was his idol, and he kind of idoled his music or his singing from Little Richard because Pickett used to do a lot of screaming when he used to sing. So that was his idol. So in 1959, he joined, in 55 rather, he joined a group called the Falcons, and they went on to record a hit record called I Found a Love, which was a hit record for the Falcons in 1959. And one of the members of the Falcons we have spoke about before is Eddie Floyd. And Eddie Floyd and Wilson Pickett used to be in the Falcons together. Then in 1963, Wilson signed with Atlantic Records and went solo. And his first big hit solo was In the Midnight Hour that he recorded in 1963 for Atlantic Records at Stack Studio there in Memphis, Tennessee. He went on to record some other hits, such as the one you hear in the background right now, Mustang Sally, which he's most known for Mustang Sally, but Mustang Sally only went to number 6 R&B and number 21 pop. His first number 1 hit was In the Midnight Hour, which hit the number 1 R&B and number 13 pop in 1963. Then he went on to record 4 more number 1 hits on the R&B chart. He never had a number 1 pop chart, a pop hit rather. And then he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1991. And he never won a Grammy, but he was nominated for 2 Grammys. One in 1965 and one in 1971. But he never won a Grammy. Throughout his life, after he got finished recording in the mid-80s, he did tours, and he went to Africa and did a tour down in Ghana where he was celebrating Ghana's first Independence Day down in Africa. It was called a Soul to Soul tour that he did in Africa. Wilson also, his career began to dwindle because he was a heavy alcoholic and he was a heavy drug user from cocaine. And that what brought down his career and made him ill in 2004. And he was ill for 2 years until he had a heart attack, and he passed away on January the 19th, 2006. So that's the story of the legendary, the wicked Wilson Pickett.
We'll dig it.
From Prattville, Alabama.
Gotta be there next week.
Yes, this was the music moment.
Music moment, all smile. Dig it. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. We're not playing around, not playing no games. Yes, right. H2O will be at the Marriott Legend Hotel in Prattville, Alabama. For additional information, log on to OOAction.com. If you want to check out what's on our website, Trewvizon Radio, most definitely on that web page.
What time y'all usually start the show there in Prattville?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, and how long you play?
Too damn long. Don't tell them that.
They already know that. You could have told them yourself.
We love it at the Marriott Legend Hotel. From I believe it's from 6 to right now it's from 6 to 9.
6 to 9.
It used to be from 7 to 10, but due to COVID, things changed.
And you also do a show on First Fridays as well, don't you?
Yeah, It got canceled this time, but we're picking back up next month, the first Friday in Wetumpka. So we'll be doing that featuring Miss Tootie Malone, backed up by H2O show and band. Really at the Marriott, we just playing dinner music, so we just keeping it low so you could, sip on your drink, overindulge like Wilson did. And eat some chicken wings, and don't forget to tip the band, especially the drummer.
Yeah. Now, I forgot to mention Wilson Pickett worked alongside several other famous acts like Isaac Hayes, Eddie Floyd, of course. He worked with the Rolling Stones. He worked with Genesis.
Impressive.
He worked with Hootie and the Blowfish. He worked along with a lot of talented artists from the 60s all the way up to the 2000s. So yeah, the Wicked Wilson Pickett.
Speaking of getting wicked, this is what we call here at Trewvizon Radio, things you should never do. And I would like to explain some things.
Why? I think it's self-explainable.
Pretty much. But this is entertainment. But sometimes you have to put dog food in the medicine or in the candy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I want you to pick out the medicine in the dog food to get you to think.
Well,
This is my best work ever.
well,
Here we go.
he wrote it. Here you go.
You should never do. Number one, this is dedicated to the presidential election. If this doesn't prove Donald Trump not fit to even sit on a toilet seat, let alone the highest seat. Here we go with this fucker. Yes, you was winning Georgia by a substantial amount. Do you not know we are still in a pandemic? Mail-in votes has to come in. People have voted early. Things are simply not the same. And I'm sure your wife can attest to that as well. All of a sudden, he was winning Georgia. Then the mail-in votes started kicking on in. Yeah, started kicking. Biden just kicking. It's Biden. Tied up. Oh, it don't look so good now, does it? And all of a sudden, he demands a recount, and the votes are still not in. Oh, Donald. You are truly have been blessed with a silver spoon in your mouth, but it made you a terrible person. The things you should never do is not for Donald. It's for you dumbass who voted for this stupid son of a bitch. Now you see he's a dumbass, and you got these dumbasses knocking on windows, knocking on doors, trying to get in to see, trying to get in to cheat. So things you should never do, never stop the count in an election. Because guess what? The shit can turn around and you can win, you stupid fool. Number two. If you're in church, the things you should do, before you walk in the Lord's house, you get your praise out. You get your praise out, baby, get it out. You might want to turn off your phone. No one wants to hear. We want some D-I-C-K. I don't need that mixed in with my praise. I'm sorry, but please mute or silence or just turn the fucker off. No one wants to hear that. Well, maybe after church. But things you should never do, turn your goddamn cell phone before you enter the Lord's house, you stupid, silly son of a bitch. Number three. In the beginning of the election, it was real scary. It's like a bad Halloween movie, Donald Trump was leading. He comes out in the press conference. Well, we are winning tremendously, we're really gonna take this thing, and we are winning substantially all over the world. You only leading by 1 goddamn percent, you stupid son of a bitch. So things you shouldn't do, never celebrate early in a presidential election because numbers fluctuate. We got mail-in votes, you got walk-in vote, you got your absentee vote. So things you shouldn't do, never count your eggs before they're hatched. You orange rooster. Number four. Parents, You should never give your children any and everything they want. You should never do that. Set some boundaries. I don't give a goddamn how rich you are, because if you don't do that, they will turn out like this. If I'm winning the election, then it's a legitimate election, you know? But if I'm not winning, I'm gonna demand a recount in some lawsuits, because I'm really spoiled, and I really should get my way, and I'm sorry. That's just, well, I'm really not sorry. I don't give a fuck about no one but myself. Do you hear that, stupid? Do you hear it? Do you want your children to turn out like that? Do you want your children to be Donald J. Jackass Trump? Thing you should never do not give your kids any and everything they want, or they will turn out like your former president. Yes, I said it, and I'm speaking on it. He's a drama king. He needs to check his trousers, because I believe a tampon is stuck up in there some kind of goddamn way. Number 5. Someone tweeted on Twitter that they are moving out of the United States because they are getting screwed, because Joe Biden is winning. Last name, Austin. Austin says that he's going to move out of the United States because he is fed up. Yes, he is. He's planning on moving to, guess what? Hawaii. Listen, you dumb fucker. That's what you get for following a motherfucker who hasn't completed the 5th grade. That's right, the 5th grade. Don't you know Hawaii has been part of the United States of America since 1959? And by the way, they voted for J. Biden. I am riding with Biden, and I approve this message. You have been listening to things you should never do. You fuckers. Boom.
Well, thank you very much. I love it.
I'm Awesome Al, and I disapprove of that message.
He approved.
I disapprove.
He loves it, ladies and gentlemen. And you do too.
I disapprove.
I like to thank my mother and my father.
Please don't put your mother and father in that.
I love you so much.
Your dear mother, please don't do that.
Like I said, you got to put the medicine in the candy.
Well, that medicine, I don't know if anybody wants it. But anyway. I'm also bad, and I disapprove of that message.
Well, you'll be okay.
I guess I will. Because you are just like your former president. You don't care.
Al, see, there's different people in life. You have to understand. You have to reach all kinds of people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, you have to get through to people in different ways.
I guess you do, Luch. I guess you do. And that's your way of getting through. Get through. Do what you gotta do.
And thank you for writing some of those about it.
I do. Who? I wrote that.
No, I can't give you that credit.
Please don't.
But this is what I want to do. Oh, no. You go ahead. You're gonna do the zodiac signs, your love
Now,
stuff.
what were you gonna do though?
No, I'm gonna get into this Judge Joe Brown, but we could do that after you get into the zodiac signs for all you lovers, and we did this last time though.
Well,
what do you have different?
Zodiac signs. We did the 5 elements of love, and we did the 8 kinds of love. But we never got into the zodiac signs.
Sounds like zodiacs to me, but we won't be before you long because Al's buying today.
Who said?
We have to get him while he's hot.
Who said?
You said.
No, you said.
But I can't wait till we do this. So this is shocking with the Tina Turner thing, and I'm sorry, I believe every last word. I believe every last.
You want to do this Tina Turner thing?
Nope. This is I'm saving this for the end of the show.
Okay.
So you get your zodiac on.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, everybody know there are 12 zodiac signs in the zodiac chart, or on the zodiac chart, and all 12 of the zodiac signs fall within 4 categories. You have your fire zodiac signs, your water zodiac signs, your wind zodiac signs, and the earth zodiac signs. Those are the elements of the universe: earth, wind, and fire. And I don't mean the singing group. But anyway, also you have water as well. So those are the 5 kinds of zodiac signs that you have. Each one of them represents a certain thing. Like air represents, that you are kind, all of that good stuff. But we're going to talk about the 12 zodiac signs, and we're going to start out with number 1. A lot of people would think Capricorn is the first zodiac sign in the astrological chart. Wrong. The first zodiac sign is Aries. Aries is the first zodiac sign. Aries goes from, let's see what the date is, from March 21st to April 19th. That's the days of Aries. And you have Aries zodiac sign is love. They love, they love to be number 1. They are bold. They are ambitious. Those are the characteristic of an Aries. Number 2 is the Taurus. You know somebody who's a Taurus?
Shut up. Of course I do.
Number 2 is Taurus.
No, yeah, okay. Let's hear this.
Taurus go from April 20th to May 20th. Those are the days of Taurus. And the characteristic of a Taurus, they smooth, soothing, relaxing.
What else?
They soft sounds. They don't like loud sounds. They are, those types of people. They like delicious foods.
Say what?
They like delicious foods.
Say what?
You heard me. They like delicious foods. And they make you pay for it all. Anyway.
Can't wait till next week for things you should never do.
The next sign is Gemini. Gemini rolls from May 21st to June 20th. If you're born under the sign of the Gemini, which is the twins, I forgot to tell you about the other 2. Taurus is the bull, by the way, and Aries is the ram. But Gemini are the twins. The characteristics of a Gemini is, that they are interested in many things. I can't read my own handwriting today, but they are interested in many things. They are double.
You double jointed?
No, they double place. They love to complete tasks, and that they are on both sides of the scale.
That's pretty good.
About everything, It's 2 of them, so
Oh, 2 faces, okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah, something like that. Next sign is Cancer.
Uh-oh.
Cancer.
Talking about me now. Huh?
Yeah, from June the 21st to July 22nd. Cancer are intuitive.
Yes, I am. Do tell, my boy.
They are intuitive.
For those who don't know what intuitive means,
You know what intuitive means.
it's for the listeners.
They're very inquisitive. You know, they want to know a lot of stuff. You know, they have intuition on things. Try to.
Does that mean that we know as hell? With certain people, that's true.
And they can exist in any emotional and material world. So,
Dig it.
can you exist in all that?
Yeah, because I like I said, I'm
And Cancer is the crab, by the way.
yeah. Once we, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Hang on to everything.
Because I can fit in any room.
I guess you can.
I can handle any conversation.
Yeah, I guess you can.
Yeah, that's right.
Next sign is Leo. Leo the lion. Leo runs from July 23rd to August 22nd. And the characteristics of Leo is royalty. They embrace royalty. They're the king. You know what I'm saying? They very theatrical.
Someone said that I was mixed with the Leo in Cancer.
Are you
but
very theatrical?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Do you like royalty?
What do you mean? Do I like royalty?
Do you think you are royal?
I know I'm an African king. I could be a prince. I was told.
Also, they say that Leos are passionate.
I'm very passionate.
They love the spotlight.
When I make love,
They love the spotlight.
I don't just be making love.
I thank you, players. They love the spotlight. They celebrational.
Oh yeah, because when I'm in my studio by myself, you'd think somebody in there with me. It's just me and Jack Daniels.
Number 6 is, of course, the Virgo.
Uh-oh.
A lot of people say Virgo is the sign of the virgin, but it just means purity from the land, really. So, they say Virgos are logical people. What do you think about that?
I think Virgos are hypocritical.
So they're systematic,
They are
and they are practical.
detailed, very detailed people.
Practical approach
Say what?
to life.
Approached.
Yes, professional, professionalist, perfect. That's what they say about Virgos. Virgos run from August the 23rd to September.
What about insecure and always accusing you of?
22nd.
Never mind.
Well, now, they're just a woman.
He said that I didn't. I
That
was
ain't
just
got
trying.
nothing to do with a Virgo.
I was just joking. I was, you know how I just kid around. You know what I'm saying?
The next sign is a Libra. A Libra is scales, balance. They love balance. They love harmony. They love, they love equality in all things, That's what Libras love. Libras run from September the 23rd to October the 22nd. The next sign is my sign, Scorpio.
Crazy as hell.
Scorpions.
You'll sting you.
That's right, so you better be careful.
Don't turn your back on them. Gotta keep one eye open.
Whatever, hooch. Scorpios run from October 23rd to November 23rd. And the characteristics of a Scorpio is we are most...
Freaks
No, we're not.
in the bedroom.
That's what a lot of folks say, but we are most misunderstood. That's what we are.
Oh, I understand you
And
all.
I believe that.
I understand.
No, you don't. You
I
don't
understand. I understand you.
know, we are signs. You know, we are a sign of the zodiac, and we are
Abanders, because you
incredible.
left me at Gentry.
I didn't leave you.
You was trying to leave me. I was gonna let you leave me.
you were like a crab. You stuck around.
You damn right I was. You weren't gonna leave.
We are incredible.
And what?
That's right.
I believe. See,
We are incredible.
you adding to yours.
No.
I'm like
here, read it.
I'm like Donald Trump.
Read it.
I demand a recap.
Read it right here. Oh, I forgot. You can't read, Braille.
see, and you know that.
But I'm telling you the truth, man. That's what it is.
You got a lot of goddamn Donald Trump in you.
We are incredible. We're passionate.
How come you get all that in yours?
And we are powerful.
See, wait,
We are powerful people.
whoa.
I didn't write this.
Whoa,
Well,
whoa.
I wrote this, but I
Yeah,
didn't,
right. Yeah,
I didn't write.
No. See,
I didn't write.
no, hell no.
I didn't write the characteristics of a Scorpio.
I believe
man.
you did. You put
No,
yourself
I
in.
did not.
I demand a rewrite something.
Whatever. Next.
Incredible.
Next. Yeah.
Oh, yo,
We are incredible, man.
incredible bullshitter. That's what up.
What?
Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. Trewvizon Radio in the building.
Now this cat here, I'm talking about this cat that's sitting across the studio from me. What can I say about you? The next sign is a Sagittarius.
Uh-oh.
That's one of your favorites too, huh?
Yeah.
Sagittarius is the hunter, the searcher. That's what they call
My
it.
grandmother was a Sagittarius.
And Sagittarius, they are always on a quest. Always on a quest.
I guess so. It's around
Always
Christmas
on
time.
a quest for knowledge. They chasing, geographics. They love to travel. In other words, they are intellectual and spiritual.
My grandmother with the 4th grade education ended up teaching the Sunday school and reading
See that?
quite well. She taught herself
See that?
how to read.
See
Big up
that?
to Angeline the First, my grandmother.
Sagittarius, from November the 22nd to December the 21st.
She'll kick your ass too.
I believe she could. The next sign is Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Capricorn, that's the sign of the goat as well. Capricorns are skilled at navigating. They are, skilled at navigating their emotions, and that they are practical.
What is Donald Trump? Okay.
He's Gemini. Of course, you should have known.
What about Biden?
I don't know when Biden's birthday is, but Donald Trump is a Gemini. Capricorn run from December the 22nd to January the 19th. The next one, of course, is Aquarius, which is the water barrel. And Aquarius, they are mystical healers. They believe in health, good health.
I believe in health.
Yeah. They are, they love water, and they are full of life. Yeah. Sounds of Aquarius.
Back to the greatest sign of all. Cancer is an air sign. You know that?
Yes, it is.
And it's like, air is like, it moves, but it's still steady. Also, it's like a water sign too.
Yes.
You forgot to say that part.
Yes, they are. Well,
we're stable. That means we're stable.
You know that you just putting it out there for all the cancers out there. Cancer. My name is Larry.
Very funny. He's quite the comedian.
The day, where was I? I was talking about.
You should know since you're incredible.
Yes, I'm very incredible. Yes, that's what she said too. I'm very incredible.
Where's that laugh track when we need it? We need that laugh track.
We were talking about Aquarius. That's what we were talking about. Aquarius runs from, let's see, me being so incredible, from January.
Oh God.
January the 20th to.
Hurry up with this.
To February the 18th. That's the sign of an Aquarius. Last but not least, it's the Pisces. Pisces are fish.
Fish likes to cry.
Pisces are fish. They are two fish swimming in opposite directions from each other. That means Pisces have a split personality.
Can't trust them motherfuckers. No. They
are
sneaky. They're always up to something.
You know. They are represented, like I said.
Pisces will pull over the side of the road and start crying. What are you crying for?
Do you know Pisces?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, no dog. It's just I gotta get away from this.
But they love attention. They love attention.
Sound like Donald Trump again.
And they like fantasy.
Well, he has been impersonating a president for 4 years now.
But he's not a Pisces. He's a Gemini. He's a Gemini.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you like the show, please hit the thumbs up. We put our heart into this, and we're not stopping. So we just want to let you guys know that to hit that notification bell. But before you hit that notification bell, you have to what? Subscribe. Now,
Yes, you gotta subscribe.
Now do your thing, boy.
Subscribe. And Pisces, goes from February the 22nd to March the 20th. That's the size of the Pisces. So those the zodiac signs, the 12 zodiac signs, and I wanted to get that in. But Hooch, you said you got something from your friend.
Yeah.
Judge Joe Brown.
Yeah.
Those scoundrels, you low-down scoundrel.
And then you said one of our listeners got gonna hit us up with another donation.
Well, yes, that's what she said. I'm not gonna give her name out right now, but yes.
And then too, speaking of money, and it's not like we trying to just get paid, but people come first, and I think the Trump administration understands that to some degree. I think he just don't get it. So you got to get the fuck on.
Well, hopefully next weekend we'll have a clear winner to this.
Clearly, Joe Biden, excuse me for the profanity, the devil made me do it. The Flip Wilson spirit still on. But clearly, when you hear Joe speak opposed to Donald Trump, it's like bringing back. It's like a fresher breath air,
Biden brings back dignity to the White House, and that's something that haven't been in there for the past.
Did I say fresher breath
years. Yeah, fresher breath. Breath air.
I just called myself.
Yes, Biden brings back something that haven't been in the White House in 4 years, and that's dignity.
Yeah, since Obama.
Class.
Yeah.
Style.
Yep.
I mean,
dignity.
People can look at him all over the world and say that's what a president is supposed to be like.
Exactly.
Trump, Jesus Christ.
That's probably what he needs.
I mean, really. People, the Republicans always talking about that they represent morals and values. Well, they throw that out the window when they elected Trump.
And keep in mind, he's really right. He's excited. He's pushing this riot.
Yes, he
You know what I'm
is.
saying? This race war,
yes,
militia groups,
he-
and
yes,
they
he's
trying to
excited.
get in and look
he's
over
excited
people with
this,
with the counting and everything. And I like what
yes.
Mr. Joe Biden said about he's going to govern for all people. So he want everybody to be
That's
cool.
what the
Just be
president's
cool.
supposed to do, govern for all people.
Just be cool.
Not just for one side, not just for one party. When you are elected the president of the United States, you are for all parties. Democrat, Republican, Independent, Libertarian, whatever.
But anywho, once again, this is alleged talk right here. It's supposed to be $400 for Social Security, and also allegedly.
Did you send me that website?
Not yet. I supposed to send it to you. My bad.
No.
I sent it to you. $12,000 back pay. You told me that.
Supposed to be, yeah. That's what I heard from someone that, when Biden and Harris take over the White House, which I pray will be very soon. When they take over the White House, yes, they are going to implement a plan for people to get back pay from the coronavirus. As you know, we only got $1,200 one time.
Right.
But they are trying to get back pay and get a first time check under their administration for $12,000. Now, and in addition to that, they want to do a $2,000 per month for 6 month stimulation.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's lovely.
That's beautiful.
If they could get it done with them damn Republican senators,
Just leave them to us.
Man, I was hoping that the Senate could have been taken over by the Democrats. I was really hoping, but unfortunately, we still got the powers that be in Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham. They won their races in their state. Mitch McConnell, of course, in Kentucky. Lindsey Graham is South Carolina. Those are the two leaders of the Republican Party in the Senate. And people, I know Alabama is a Republican state, but could have voted for Doug Jones? I mean, really? Tommy Tuberville, really, people? Really?
There's a lot of discussions after this election that all races of people need to have. I was really disappointed in Latinos and what they had to
Well,
say.
you talking about down there in Florida?
Yeah, that was disappointing.
Down in South Florida, but
We supposed to be cousins.
yeah, we supposed to be. But I heard, and this is what I have observed. Most Latinos are Republicans anyway. That's been a long-standing affair.
Well, isn't it should be about what's right and what's? I mean, if
yes,
somebody
it should be.
Yeah.
It should not be about the party.
Yeah.
It should be about what you know is right.
Right.
What you stand for is right. As I was telling you last week, I'm not a party voter. I vote for the person that I believe is going to represent my values.
Dig it.
And my views.
And speaking of views, Joe Judge Brown has his. Check this out.
Oh, here we go.
And what we, have been pushing all these woke people now are talking 53 years ago. The way this stuff is going around now about all these so-called woke black people now, the white people and the lesbians and the feminists were talking like this 53 years ago and pledging to a 25, a 50, and a 100-year plan to put this in place. And that's one of the campaigns, one of the propaganda points they've been making over and over about toxic masculinity. So you take a situation where you got a good man who is a musician. He grew up hard, saw his daddy lynched, rescued a hoe who was also a pimp from the streets, who was a violent hoe and pimp that shot people, always violent the rest of her life, and then they make her into a saint, and the man that rescued her and was actually putting his money up to help women, they made him the villain. See, that's what they do. They have no respect, because you know what they do, and we forget, by any means necessary. We look at this crap and we believe it, and we forget, and we will not listen to by any means necessary. Now, see, that's what they do, though.
What's love got to do? Got to do with it. What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's...
Any comments right now? He's just getting started.
Well, people, if you didn't know who Judge Joe Brown was speaking of, because he didn't mention her name in that clip, but he was talking about the legendary Tina Turner. That's who he was speaking of, and he was talking about the legendary Mr. Ike Turner. Isaac Turner. That's who he was speaking of. So he was saying that Tina was a pimp and a hoe that, you know,
actually blew my mind.
That Ike rescued from the country side of Nutbush, Tennessee. Because that's where Tina's from. Sure, everybody knows that by now. And it blew my mind really a little bit when Hooch brought this to my attention about Tina being a pimp and a whore. Now, do I like some of Tina Turner music? Yes, I do. Now, I have heard those stories about Tina Turner, and when Ike said everybody blaming him for what happened, but it was Tina and not him. He said that when he did a interview for TV One on Unsung. They did a whole story on his life. You know, and he died trying to prove his innocence at the age of 76. Still trying to prove his innocence. And Tina Turner is over there in London, England, living her best life.
Let's share a little bit more, shall we?
Yes, let's do that.
Love got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken?
Yeah, you're always introducing things that they didn't feature in the Netflix movie, so I
know.
A lot when you talk about
I know. A whole lot of crap they don't bring out.
Gotcha.
Like, for example, what's love got to do with it? Talking about Ike being the one that is the vicious one. No, Tina was a pimp in Memphis. All of my old pimp fools that I used to represent were in awe of that woman. They used to say, Tina, little bitty Tina, she was a gangster pimp at 17, had a whole stable of hoes, 2-3 bottom hoes. Used to pop a cap on
Wait,
the
are you talking about my Tina Turner with the beautiful legs?
Yeah, that one.
No way.
She's notorious
No
amongst
way.
the pimps in Memphis where she used to be a pimpette. Gangster pimp. And all the men on my generation in L.A. who thanked Ike for keeping us straight and coming around and talking to us whenever he saw us about stay in school, stay drug-free, get your studies together. The most important thing right now you can do is get your mind together. That was Ike. I remember that from being in elementary school all the way through high school. And that violent, rude, crude woman who cussed everybody out, who mistook her for Ike, driving around in that tinted window Rolls Royce twin to X. Yeah, we remember her. But see, that's how they lie about it. You know what?
I just love Tina Turner, and you're breaking my heart.
That woman is a witch. That woman is a witch. When we would say, hey, Ike, and if it was Ike, he'd have his homeboy roll the windows down. He'd stop, pull over, talk to us for 2 hours, send his homeboy off to get hamburgers and fries and Cokes, come back and talk to us. If we made a mistake and it was Tina in the Rolls Royce, she'd roll them down, call us all kind of black N-words, little MFs. How dare we talk to her? And she'd go run our little pickaninny selves over. That's how she used to go. This was after the last of the 2 shows we did with him. And his then current wife had aired. He said, Judge, I didn't know they were going to do that to me when I signed that release. I wasn't like that. I said, brother, I know. I was one of those boys in L.A. that you talked to from the 5th grade all the way through high school. You would stop. Man, you must...
Okay, we're going to pause it right there. What'd you think of that? I'm sorry, I believe every word.
Well,
I don't think Judge Joe Brown has no room to tell a lie. You know what I'm saying?
You and I know, Hooch, about our so-called Nubian queens.
Women will lie. They will lie.
And we know women can be tough. I grew up with a tough mama. My mama used to whoop ass and take names afterwards. Love you, mama, but you did. But you did what you did. She was kind of like Wilson Pickett, mama.
You mean to tell me you spent 40 days and 40 nights in the woods?
No, I didn't stay in the woods, but I got ass whoopers like Wilson.
It's I could see how they could flip the thing around. They knew she was rough around the edges, but she was a star, right?
Right, she was a star.
So they had to clean up her image. So I could see how that. But damn, you destroying a good brother. You know what I'm saying? The brother, they don't.
A lot of stars,
Hollywood, don't
got their image cleaned up. Come on now, look at Billie Holiday, one of the greatest jazz singers there were, but she was a cocaine and heroin addict. So, what that tell you? The beautiful Whitney Houston. I love Whitney Houston when she came out with her first 2 albums. Whitney was one of my favorite female singers. But they cleaned her up.
Guess what? You're gonna get a lot of flack from this.
From what?
From doing this show here.
You, the producer.
These women, they don't want to hear this. You
brought this to me.
I tested it out on a young lady, right? She didn't want to hear it. Like, I'm not interested.
Of course she didn't. Because you talking about a woman's character, man.
Yeah, but what about Ike's character?
Well, they don't give a damn about the man's character. You know that. Most women think of us as being dogs and and low down SOBs.
Yeah, but they need to check the definition on what a dog is before they do that. But,
well, yes they do, but I'm just saying.
But in the movie, it's awful.
I never seen the whole movie.
You gotta see the movie.
I never seen the whole movie. All I saw was kind of the first beginning with some people hollering and going on. Like somebody killed somebody.
It's like Ike's greatest hits. I hit Tina across the forehead. I hit Tina in the mouth. I hit Tina on the rug. I just hit Tina. I'm like, what kind of man would hit a woman with his closed fist? And
the thing is,
that never happened. That never happened.
No, that never happened. But Hooch, they got the doctor up stuff for the public with a movie for it to sell.
Yeah, but to what avail?
To the avail of ruining a person's life. That's what avail. That bring me to the current president.
Anyway, let me play another.
He don't care.
About 7 to 8 times, me and my homeboys were out there, playing touch football or something, or tackle football in the park, or just hanging out. You were telling us what time it was. You remember that? Yes, sir. How old are you? When I told him, he said, oh, yeah, you would. I thought you were younger than that. I said, man, we thank you. And you know what he was in my court for? He and his wife had a foundation, and it was for battered women. And what they did was they would give these women money to get away from the abusive man. If they went back to him, it wasn't a gift, it was a loan. I saw that evil witch when I was at a barbecue cookout that some family friends were having 4 doors down from where he and Tina Turner lived up in Baldwin Hills, and he was down on his knees gardening with a trowel. And he got up, took his gloves off, dusted his hands off, came over, shook our hands, talked to us, asked us how the football team was doing since we all played ball for Dorsey High, told us to hang in there. He had kept up with everything, went back over. Tina comes storming out about 20 minutes later, cussing and hollering about why didn't he have these lyrics together? And he was trying to tell her he was trying to think it through, which was what he was trying to do then. She got to cussing. He got to asking her, would you please stop that? There's some kids listening. She cussed us out, walked to the edge of the property, hands on hips, started yelling all kinds of foul crap at us, walked back in. About 15 minutes later, she came out mad again about, I'm not waiting on you coming up with these goddamn except for lyrics. She picked up one of these real heavy rakes, the kind with the wrought iron head to it that looks like a comb, and then the big shape handle. Fortunately, she picked it up by the rake end. She hauled off and hit him, looked like it was hard as she could across his back. The man flattened on the ground, said, damn, baby, and she hit him again. Then she stormed back in the house. Another time.
Just think about that.
From diva to demon. That what it sounds like Tina Turner was, and I don't know if she still is now, but when she was with him, that's what she sounded like she was.
And for those who think that Joe could be lying, why would he lie?
Why would he? I mean, he knew these people. So he grew up there in Memphis, Tennessee, with Tina, and
And this is what he witnessed more than once. So I haven't played you the other clip yet. I mean, this.
How many clips you got?
I have a plethora, but you know what? Tina is not a songwriter. She's a hell of a performer and singer. But this is the thing.
He wrote the song.
Right, and when he was in the garden, I get that. You don't always have to sit at a table to write songs. Songs come to you when you're doing things.
Songs come to you anywhere.
So when Joe was saying that he was in the garden, he was trying to think it through. That's what he was doing.
Yeah,
she didn't understand that because she's not a producer or a singer, or not singer, but songwriter.
Yeah, people, songwriters like Babyface and Lionel Richie say that they have wrote songs anywhere.
Because the melody gonna come to you. Music don't know what time it is. You could be sitting on the toilet, and there goes that song.
I can only imagine what melody comes to mind.
Yeah, but, I mean, I'm pretty sure it wasn't any melody coming to his mind after being hit twice.
No, not being hit twice in the back with a handle from a rake.
I got something else to tell you too. After we play probably one more clip, you know what I'm saying? That she, her and Randy Jackson went in it. Yeah.
So we can do one more clip on Tina?
Yeah, because I know you tired of it, right?
Yeah.
It's true. Just like I got tired of hearing Donald Trump, but
well, Oh yeah.
But you know, I'm pretty sure this is not.
But it's not for you and I to be tired of these subjects. You know, it's the people that are going to be listening to it.
We'll see. Okay, check this out.
Okay.
I was in college getting ready to go to law school, and what happened, I was in the boys' market on Crenshaw by the railroad tracks, L.A. There were 4 little cute girls that obviously had gone to Dorsey High by the sweatshirts they had on, and they were saying, "Oh, is that Miss Tina? Oh, my God, it's Tina Turner." And they said, "Are you sure?" "Yes, it is." So one of them had the temerity and said, "Miss Tina," she turned around, "You little black bitch. How dare you talk to me, little hoe? I'll slap the grease off your face. I didn't give you permission, little slut, to talk to me." And the girl started crying. That's how that witch was.
So, Judge, there
I
were
was
3
20-something then, and I've been seeing her since I was 9, 10 years old through that shit.
There were 3 scenes in the movie. One, the iconic line, you wanted the line everybody know, "Animate, eat the cake." He shoved the birthday cake in her face. And she ran out of the restaurant.
Oh, that's
the
a
other one
lie.
was the big.
That is a lie.
What about the big fight in the limo?
The alternative was somebody gave her the damn cake and she smashed it in their face. And that maid that committed suicide, supposedly, all the pimps in Memphis that I used to represent said it was Tina probably popped the cap on her. I had an old hoe or a client.
Wait, Judge, what maid? I'm not familiar with the maid.
In the movie. The maid.
Wait, I gotta go
that
back and look
supposedly
at that.
killed herself.
Okay.
It was on camera, but everybody said that was probably Tina to pop the cap on. Another thing, I had an old client. Died of breast cancer, but she had been a hoe too. She couldn't walk because Tina had roped her behind the Cadillac and drug her around the projects, foot homes, and ground off one of her kneecaps.
Damn.
Now that's the one you get all that crap about Saint Tina with her violent little ass.
What about the fight that happened in the limo? And the day that she ran all bloody.
I don't know, but if she's like everybody in LA that had seen them over that long period of time between when they were kids and grown, and the shit she used to do in LA on the streets, said that's a lie. It's the other way around, because it was always her other way around. She'd be whining about what he did to her, and some people that would see it say that wasn't the way it went down. It was Tina did that to him.
What about that rape?
Think about it.
When he drug her by the hair.
17 and you got other women playing prostitute for you and taking their money. What the hell are you gonna do? Pimps are the lowest of the low. See, you know how that woman got her ass saved? There's a huge club in Memphis. It opened back up. It needs a lot of renovation, but it's still there. It's called Paradise. On the wall is a fire department permit that says no more than 5,000 people. It's huge. So one day when she was still pimping, she snatched the phone from the mic from some woman, I was told. I didn't see it, but it's hearsay. And smacked the babe because it was one of her hoes, took the microphone and got to performing. Ike was there, saw it, and discovered her. And got her out the game. See, that's the way it went down.
So are you saying that the rape scene, even the rape scene when he drug her by the hair into the room, when he raped her in the sound booth, all that was made for TV?
Like Tina used to do her hoes like that. Remember, one of my clients now dead, she drug around the projects tied to the back of a car.
Woo.
Tina, like I said, from diva to demon. That's what Tina Turner was. Sound like that what Tina Turner was, according to Judge Joe Brown.
Damn. Once again, if you like the show, please hit the thumbs up. And when I first came on this, man, I was floored.
Now, What are you gonna say about Tina and Randy?
Randy Jackson. Okay, this is the thing. Randy Jackson used to date the daughter of one of the singers from the Platters. Only you.
I know who they are.
Okay, just for the listeners, you know. Okay. All right. They said she said Randy was kind of, possessive. So Randy was looking for his woman, and he went to Tina's house looking for his woman. She was there, and he came through the window. I don't know how he did it, but he came through the window, glass everywhere, and he said that he saw Tina and his, girlfriend at that time about to engage in some sexual activity.
So you said Tina was a lesbian?
You said that, I didn't. But anyway, supposedly
bisexual.
Yeah. And then too,
she have children.
Right. So what I'm saying is, Tina grabbed her gun and told him to get the hell on. You know what I'm saying? But Randy launched that. I forgot her name, man, because she's also married to Sugar Ray Leonard now. So it's about like 40 years. She's married about like 40 years to Sugar Ray Leonard, which we can Google that in a minute. But he kept launching at her, so Tina was like, she shot. And supposedly, Randy launched at Tina, so Tina popped the cap in him, and I think she hit the booty meat. She shot him in the ass, you know what I'm saying?
Hit the booty meat.
That booty. But yeah. So that's the connection with that was that's wild. So she was used to shooting anyway, because she used to be a pimpstress. A pimp.
Yeah, she was a pimp, whatever. A pimp hat, whatever you want to call it.
So when you hear this, do you have any doubt in your mind?
Look, man, I'm not saying Tina didn't do it, but I'm not saying she did do it either.
I think she did every goddamn piece of it.
She probably did. I mean, look here. You don't know who people are, especially these famous folks.
Yeah, because I was told Garth Brooks is a bit of a, what to deal with behind the scenes. He's not a nice guy, I was told. Yeah, you just know these people from doing what they do, but you don't,
right.
When you see them backstage or how they act, you don't know. Mm-hmm. But if she's rude to people, and wait a minute, Arsenio Hall in an interview with Ike Turner, he said the same thing. He said he went to go see Tina. She's not the nicest person. That's what Arsenio Hall said. Mm-hmm. So everybody, in a couple of, matter of fact, Louisiana Fred, he's like 77 now. He said the same thing before this even came out. So a lot of the old time musicians and people that I know, they said the same thing, that it was Tina.
Does he know Tina Turner?
I don't know her personally, but she used to come here a lot. Mm-hmm. And they saw how she acted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what he's saying. He said she was beautiful and she dressed real loose.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Because she's a diva, and you know how divas are.
But she dressed kind of naughty. You know what I'm saying? And so did her background dancers and singers. So they probably were her singing hoes too. They probably were prostitutes too.
They probably were. I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is Tina Turner from her music. That's all I know Tina Turner from. From the first hit.
Listen to that song, I'm Your Private Dancer.
From the first hit she had with Mr. Turner and Primary. A lot of black folks know it as Rolling on the River.
Yeah, Rolling in the Hay.
That was in 1971.
Yeah, but okay, we know what she's done with music, so we're not talking about that. We talking about what she have done to this brother and this
man, some
messed
women,
his name up.
Look, some women will destroy you.
They have. Ain't no will, they have.
So they will do that. So
But that's the situation on Tina Turner and Judge Joe Brown. I want to say, I'm gonna ask you this. I asked you this last night. Go see if you scale of 1 to 10. Joe Biden, Donald Trump.
You know, look, as I said before, I've never been a party voter like a Democratic voter or a Republican voter. I vote for the people and what they stand for, what their values, and things of that nature. Donald Trump hasn't shown me any good values at all. I would not want my child to grow up and imitate Donald J. Trump. Never. Now, people talk about Joe Biden and what he did 40, 50 years ago, but I see what Joe Biden doing now.
Oh, and by the way, Joe Biden also participated in the apartheid.
Yes, he did.
So go figure.
He participated in the apartheid as a senator when he was a senator from Delaware.
And you think
you
think Mr. Trump would do that? Hell no.
Donald Trump never participated in no apartheid. Hell, he probably added to the apartheid, trying to get a damn hotel over there at the time.
And then too, the clip that Tommy Sotomayor was playing, that was a letter that Joe Biden was reading. So that somebody else said. So he was actually calling that individual out. So those thoughts wasn't his thoughts. So,
see, there you go.
I want to clear that up too.
There you go.
I think Tommy did also, but he kept playing the hell out of that clip.
There you go.
I'm just being honest,
But people, Joe Biden is this, Joe Biden is racist, Joe Biden did this, Joe Biden did that. Joe Biden apologized for that bill he brought into play in 1994. He said he was wrong. That incarceration bill that he sponsored in 1994. He said, I made a mistake. I was wrong. But will Donald Trump ever admit to making a mistake?
It's on count of 3. Let's answer that. 1, 2, 3. No.
Hell no.
Did we plan to say no? No.
Hell no.
The guy has a problem with rejection.
He has a problem with everything. Yeah. Everything that is not in his favor, he has a problem with it.
So some type of normacy, if that's even a word, is going to come over us as Americans because of the administration.
After January the 20th, 2021, the country will slowly start to get back to where it should be. This country was a divided state of America under Donald Trump.
And I still challenge you, and especially if you're black, to arm yourself. Don't walk alone. I used to go to the gym every day.
Scared.
No, I'm just wise. Wisdom. I'm not afraid, but very soon I will have something on my hip. Very soon. Then I could do that. Well, at least I'm gonna wait until after the
Tina Turner?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like Tina. Ain't gonna drag nobody.
You gonna have her on your hip?
But no, that's pretty effed up. You dragging somebody on their knees like that, and their kneecap is gone.
Oh yeah.
That is messed up.
Yeah, Tina was. Woo. Tina was a heifer, wasn't she?
Yeah. So, anything else you might want to add before we shut this down, because you have to pay for dinner?
You just keep telling me I got to pay for dinner.
And don't forget to hit that cash up, $Trewvizon. Next week we're gonna have Mr. Michael Walcott. He's a musician and retired college professor. He taught economics, and he's from Guyana.
Yeah, I would love to talk to Mr.
Yeah, I used to play
Walcott.
In this band called Port of Call.
Yeah, and I heard some music.
Reggae bomb. Yeah.
I got the CD, of course, from you all.
Dig it.
And I listened to cuts off of there, Christopher Columbus, and some other cuts from the CD.
Dig it.
So,
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah. So,
Excited about him and LaDonna in the future. Gonna get her on the show. You know, we're gonna have a lot of musical guests. We gotta start doing that to even things out around here. Trewvizon Radio, and have the conscious corner and the blind corner or whatever. We're gonna have to. What did you call that? And ask me, and you haven't asked you a damn thing yet, but we getting around to
like
it.
the blind vision.
The blind vision. There you go.
So, but it is like a corner, telling about the views and viewpoints of blind people. And for all you blind people who are listening, if you're vision impaired or you're totally blind, come on, hit me up with an email at trewvizonradio@gmail.com. So
How you spell that?
Trewvizon.
Yeah, we spell
And you
it a
know
little
how to
different.
spell radio.
I hope so.
I hope so, you do.
Well,
And you know how to spell Gmail too, I guess. but yeah, hit me up with what you want me to talk about in this blind vision segment, because I want to hear from you. I want to hear your voice. Since I can't see your face, I want to hear your voice.
And you can hit us up on our phone line.
Hit us on our phone line, which is 334-453-7713.
Dig it, that's right.
That's our phone number. Call us up and be a part of Trewvizon Radio. So, that's going to do it for us, Hooch.
That's going to do it unless you got something else to say. But I think that's about covered it. I hope Tina don't try to sink
That's
her goose
about
on me.
wrap it up, and I hope by this time next week we'll have a clear winner of this election.
Riding Biden.
Yes, sir. Let's go, Joe.
Get it.
We out of here.
Peace.